Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here today. And, my connection to Swarthmore is I am married to one of your great daughters, Wendy Parker, who is Mary Lou Parker's daughter. And a special thanks to the band today. I learned a little bit about the Silver Dollar Band. And I think Sherry, Wendy's sister, used to play in the Silver Dollar Band a long time ago. So the band always brings a special touch to a ceremony, and having you here definitely makes a difference. So thank you for that. Well, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the history of Memorial Day today. Certainly today is all about honoring those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in making sure that we maintain the freedoms that we enjoy. Serving in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, we often take for granted the freedoms that we enjoy every day, and it does not come without a price. And those that serve in uniform have raised their hand or been told to go, as in the past, but have done so with the understanding and knowledge that what they're doing is preserving an incredible way of life and the things that we take for granted every day. Just the ability to go to school, to worship as you see, as you choose, and the freedoms that we enjoy are not things that we should all take for granted. And thanks to all of those that come before us today who have paid the ultimate sacrifice to make sure we maintain those freedoms. So just, a little history going back to the Civil War. The first Arlington National Cemetery was first commissioned in 1864, so the Civil War was still going on at that point. And at that point, it was still a piece of property that was owned by a Confederate general named Robert E. Lee. So Robert E. Lee owned this property in Virginia, and kind of as a, almost as a rebuke against the general, we took that property as the Union and started to bury our war dead at that location. And that location eventually became Arlington National Cemetery. So the first person interned there was Private William Christian in May 13, 1864. So that's 150 years ago today at Arlington National Cemetery, which is the symbol of the sacrifice that our war, the people that have died in combat have. So that that goes back to the Civil War, where it first started, when we really commemorated our war dead. But not everybody's buried at Arlington National Cemetery. They're buried, they have a choice. The veteran has a choice to choose where he's interned. Some choose to be interned at national cemeteries. Some choose to be interred in their hometowns, much like Swarthmore, all over the country. And it's important. These ceremonies today are important. You know there's a big ceremony in Arlington National Cemetery for those folks, and you doing it today to read the names and honor them is important, to make sure that we touch all of society and all of society remembers the sacrifices that were made. So it was interesting as I was listening to the names. We certainly had veterans from World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam listed. It's a good thing that there are no veterans listed from the recent wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. And the way we fight wars today is very different than the way we fought wars back when there was a mass conscription or draft or things like that, where we had to have that kind of ability and that kind of mobilization in order to win the war. So we don't have to do that today. That's a good thing. The somewhat negative thing about that is not all of society fully understands what goes on in the sacrifices that are made by the military, because not everybody, only less than 1% of the American population is required at this point to provide the defense necessary to secure our future. So ask that you continue to pass on these traditions as we are able to defend our nation with less and less percentage of our population, which is a great thing. So I'd just like to end by saying there's a quote that I like from Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and this is, for all the sailors, soldiers, airmen, and Marines that we honor today that have made the ultimate sacrifice, FDR said that they have joined an unbroken line of patriots who have dared to die that freedom might live and grow and increase in its blessings. Thank you very much for letting me spend a few minutes with you today. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day. And I ask one more thing. At 3 o'clock this afternoon, there is a moment of silence, a national moment of silence, when people ask you to reflect one more time. At 3 o'clock, take a moment of silence and think about those that have made the ultimate sacrifice to protect our freedoms. Thank you very much.
The next thing we're going to have is a benediction from Hoagie Hansen, and then we're going to have a opportunity for a silent remembrance for all of us. The Silver Dollar Band will be involved with taps. And then when that is concluded, there will be a march down Park Avenue here to the East Lawn Cemetery, where the graves will be decorated by the Scouts, and we'll also have another silent remembrance. Thank you all very much for coming today.
Let us pray. May God empower us in these times of silent remembrance to seek ways to honor our heroes of the past and present, who sacrificed their lives for us daily in the armed forces and as first responders to emergencies, natural disasters, fires, and medical emergencies in our community. May God empower us to comfort those who mourn and to offer love, healing, and compassion wherever we find it, to inspire our families and friends to greater service in preserving liberty, advancing justice, and building peace in our families, our community, and our nation. On this Memorial Day, we now pause to offer silent prayers to remember them and offer prayers for permanent peace. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, again, thank you all very much for coming today. Thank you to the veterans and the Scouts and for everybody who helped make all this possible, Silver Dollar Band, Colonel Owen, and for all of you for being here today. We're going to line up right over here and get ready to march down to East Lawn Cemetery. Thank you very much.